Hi there, Sonia. How you doing? Let me jump over here. Where am I? Here we are. Okay. Yes, indeed. Definitely rewarding. This is the most rewarding, I think, portion of type design is when you first have a chance to kind of put things together and say, whoa, it's working. So definitely, I can feel your excitement. I definitely think that's an interesting note there. I see the need to increase the space between the bottom of the stem on both my exclamation marks. Uh, and question mark. Increase the bottom of the stem. Exclamation. Oh yeah, I agree. And then I would definitely also pull that tittle, the little dot, pull it away a little bit. Give a little bit of space in between the uh, the vertical uh, these vertical strokes and the dot. Just give a little bit of space there. Um, So yeah, I agree with that. Let me see. The smaller sizes, the tittle and stem are almost indistinguishable from each other. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, so that's really good observation, Sonia. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do moving forward is to really get in here and take a close look at your own typeface. So far, you guys have been listening to me. I've been saying, okay, I'm seeing an inconsistency here, and I've really been drilling down and taking a close look at the typeface design and trying to find inconsistencies. And now it's time for me to pass the torch to you. You do the same thing with your own typefaces. Really get in there. I mean, really zoom in there and get a close look at things to see what's working and what's not. Um, so I think I mentioned this last week, but to me, I think one of the most impressive things here is consistency. And I know it's supposed to be an inconsistent handwritten kind of human notebook jot type face, and that's great. So we do have a nice organic feel here. The stroke, meaning the slant, the angle of the slant at each of the, I'm sorry, not the stroke, the axis, it really is consistent here, and I think that is loans itself to a high degree to the incredible success of this typeface. Now, I'm seeing. Okay, the one thing I'm seeing here is the way this is presented right now. The relationship, the scale relationship, is a little bit deceiving because it almost looks like this is the size of the lowercase typeface that's to be placed in conjunction with the upperface. So if we have the word reasons, this and then the E, it looks like if we were to take that E and place it right up next to the R for reasons, that relationship would provide a much greater disparity than what we see here. Now, this could be a rendering. I don't know, but I want you to check. So what I'm saying is that I don't know if this is a realistic depiction of the spatial relationships, the scale relationship of the lowercase letters to the uppercase letters. To me, this seems a little smaller than this relationship here of the cap R and the lowercase e. Okay, so think about that. Um, Other than that, I mean, I've combed through this work and I don't really see, other than the tittle and those areas that well, we already talked about. I'm not seeing much at all that I would recommend to be adjusted. But you still definitely want to zoom way in here, get right on top of these letters, and take a look at each of them. Try to find inconsistencies, then start pairing letters in common pairs, letter combinations, WH, AT, things like that, and just take a look at inconsistencies there. One of the things you want to check for is the descenders. So, for example, if you have a letter form that's got a descender and you're going to kern it closely to another letter form that has a descender, you don't want them to really encroach each other. So you want us to be careful, see how far that descender reaches from the left side of the top of the letter. Okay, so you can see if the descender came way out here, and then you just couldn't really kern it very effectively because eventually they're going to overlap those descenders. So take a look at things like that and really try to search for some problem areas as opposed to finding them later when you start typesetting. Okay, hope that makes sense. Really great job. I mean, I you know, honestly, the excuse me, the lowercase I think it looks much better, and I think it stands to reason that that's a little bit more of a natural way to write. Um, uh, a regular, a handwritten type rendering would indicate most of us write with a lowercase and capitalize as opposed to making all of our letters uppercase. I find that I do, and I think that that's kind of a natural tendency. For that reason, I think this is much more organic and much more natural. It looks like it's been handwritten, whereas this seems a little bit forced. Hmm. Okay, other than that, I think you've really done really a great job. So just continue working, get in here, zoom in as close as you possibly can, look for inconsistencies and address those, and we'll take it from there. All right, but this is really good work. All right, questions at all? Please let me know. Thank you very much.